I'd like to talk all things Social Security.
Why wouldn't you?
I don't know. We actually have a letter that I'm going to read to get us kicked off here. The viewer wrote in and says, "Hi, Jess and Mike. I'm trying to figure out when I should start collecting Social Security. My sister started collecting early, but my brother waited and got a bigger check. Now I'm stuck and I don't know what's right for me. Can you help explain the pros and cons?"
So I think you got to start with some of the basics. You're going to have your full retirement age benefit, which you're entitled to either at age 66 or 67. That depends on the year that you were born. And that's when you're entitled to your projected benefit, right? So let's just say for explanatory purposes, that's $2,000 a month. Now, of course, if you collect early, you don't collect that full amount. You get what's called an actuarial reduction. You get less. It's about 5, maybe to 6% less per year when you collect ahead of your full retirement age. So if you collect all the way at 62, and a lot of people like to collect early, Jess, then you're probably losing about 25% of your fully vested benefit.
Wow.
Now, a lot of people know if you wait beyond your full retirement age, then the benefits can get a lot better. And everybody tends to know the rule with this. You get an 8% credit per year that you wait, which is a pretty big deal because 8% is a lot of money, right? There's very few things in the world of retirement that you get a guaranteed 8% rate of return, right? So if you wait those 4, maybe 3 additional years beyond full retirement age, and wait till max out at age 70, now you're getting on average like another 25 to 32-ish% more. So again, to go back to that example, right? If I have $2,000 a month available to me at my full retirement age, at 62, I might only be getting like $1,500. But if I wait all the way until I'm 70, now I might be getting as much as $2,600. So if we were to bookend that, right? At 62, $1,500. At 70, we're talking about $2,600. That's $1,000 difference per month. 12 G's a year. That's a lot of money that could pay for a vacation or some home improvements or just be some cushion for a rainy day. So you want to make this decision carefully because whether you turn on early or late, once you've made this decision, generally it's a permanent decision and can't be undone. So you really want to make sure that you get this decision done right.
So you're saying people can collect as early as 62, but you can wait to 70 and then full retirement age is around 66. Is that right?
Your full retirement age is either 66 or 67. It depends on the year that you were born.
So what is then the benefit to collecting early? Because if you collect early, you get a pretty big haircut. So why would you do that?
Well, so as it goes, it's like kind of 2 things. First of all, you're collecting theoretically for more years. So some people will say, well, hey, listen, I'm getting a little bit less, but I'm collecting for more years. Doesn't that make more sense? Mathematically, it might. It depends on how long you live. But I would say that the other reason that people oftentimes collect early is they just either want the dough, they need it, or just people don't like talking about this stuff, but there is a concern out there that Social Security might be running out of money. So people want to just turn on that benefit and get what's theirs while it's there to get in the first place.
So kind of sounds like it's maybe an individual decision. What are some of the benefits if you delay?
So like I said before, you're getting an 8% credit for each year that you delay beyond your full retirement age. And that is a permanent increase. What's also really notable about all of this is that there's annual adjustments that apply against your Social Security. That's called COLA. That's an acronym, cost of living adjustment. Every year, the Social Security Administration adjusts your benefits, and it can be different year to year, but let's just say it's around 3%. So when we look at the difference in check sizes, 3% against the big check is going to be it's a larger annual increase than 3% against a smaller check. So that might be another reason to consider delaying if you can afford to do it.
So plenty of people come into the office and they meet with our planning team and say, hey, I've already turned on Social Security. And sometimes that's a good thing. And sometimes it may not have been the best decision. What are some of the more common things you see mistake-wise? Like, why shouldn't people have turned it on?
So most of the pitfalls with Social Security exist for people who collect before their full retirement age. By and large, that's where all of the penalties and nasty things are because this is just me inferring based on what we see, but it's almost like the Social Security Administration doesn't think that you should be collecting before your full retirement age. Why can I say that? So number one, that's where the reductions are. You lose 5 or 6% of your benefit for every year you collect ahead of full retirement age, and that's a permanent loss. That's a penalty. If you work before full retirement age and collect Social Security at the same time, you actually have some of your benefits reduced for that as well. Also, if you're coordinating benefits with a spouse, those benefits might be lower for them based on you collecting ahead of schedule, because those actuarial reductions don't just apply necessarily to your own benefits. They might also impact the benefits of your spouse. So what a lot of people will end up doing, Jess, is they're like, I'm retired. I need the dough. I better just turn this thing on. And they don't think downstream for all of those other consequences that could impact their benefits. Like I said before, if you don't realize that until later, it might be too little too late. The decision that you make is often a permanent one.
Yeah. So once you file, you're locked in. Isn't that the old carpentry adage about measuring twice, cutting once?
Yeah. So unfortunately, you really get one cut. There are some very select circumstances where you can unwind a Social Security decision. But generally speaking, once you make that cut, just like with a plank of wood, it's a permanent cut.
Sure. So I think what we can say is if you're approaching age 62 and you want to know when is the best time in your situation to collect, you can click the link below and contact us for some more information.